Welcome back to our lesson. The last type of sentence we'll look at is the complex sentence. Complex sentences have one independent and one dependent clause. Dependent clauses have a subject and verb like independent clauses, but they do not make sense on their own. They are not complete. There are three types of dependent clauses: adverb, adjective, and noun. When we combine these dependent clauses with independent clauses, we create complex sentences. Now, each of these dependent clauses has its own purpose, so let's take a closer look at them. First, we'll look at adverb clauses. Adverb clauses show different types of relationships between ideas. They show time, cause and effect, contrast, and condition relationships. For time relationships, adverb clauses begin with words like before, after, as soon as, and while. We'll begin filling your order as soon as you choose your product. After we ship your order, you'll receive it in 2 to 4 days. You'll notice from these examples that adverb clauses can be placed either in front of the independent clause, like this, or after the independent clause, like this. The location doesn't change the meaning of the sentence. Adverb clauses that show cause and effect relationships usually begin with because. Your order will arrive overnight because you requested express delivery. Because we value your business, you can count on us to meet your needs. Adverb clauses that express contrast or unexpected result usually begin with although. Although we have only 4 products, you can order them in a wide variety of sizes and colors. We can give you a refund, although we can't issue it until next week. Finally, adverb clauses that state possible conditions usually begin with if. If your order is not correct, we'll be happy to make any changes necessary. We can send you a different product if you provide us with your mailing address. Let's look at some sentences with adverb clauses and identify the relationships they express. What relationship is shown in this sentence? Is it time, cause and effect, contrast, or condition? That's right, it's time. Let's try another one. What relationship is shown in this sentence? Good. Now we'll look at our next type of dependent clause, the adjective clause. Adjective clauses are like adjectives. They describe nouns. They don't change the meaning of a sentence, but give more information about a noun in the sentence. They often begin with who, which, where, or when. The employee who you spoke with asked me to give you a call. We can easily solve the problem which you discussed. The office where we'll meet is close to the airport. We always remember the day when we first became partners. In these examples, you'll notice that all the adjective clauses are giving more information about the word right before them. Just like regular adjectives, these clauses describe nouns. Let's build some sentences using adjective clauses. Combine the 2 sentences by making one an adjective clause. Since the second sentence is giving more information about Apple, we can use this one as an adjective clause and put it after Apple, like this. Apple, which began in a garage in California, is one of the most valued companies in the world. Let's try another one. Steve Jobs started Apple. He stayed with the company for most of its history. In this case, let's try making the first sentence an adjective clause. Here is what it would look like. Steve Jobs, who started Apple, stayed with the company for most of its history. For this adjective clause, we're going to use the word who because it's describing a person. Why don't you try it on your own this time? Finally, let's look at the third type of dependent clause, the noun clause. Like nouns, Noun clauses can be the subject or object of a sentence. Noun clauses often begin with question words like who, how, where, and when. Although they begin with some of the same words that adjective clauses begin with, they're different. Unlike adjective clauses, they cannot be separated from the sentence. In other words, they are a part of the main clause of the sentence. We most often use noun clauses to state what someone else said and to express our opinions or reactions to something. For example, he didn't know when the flight landed. What clients want is the best product and service. As you can see, the noun clause is a part of the main sentence and is in the place of the subject or object. Let's build the sentence with a noun clause together, and then you can try some yourself after the lesson. Here are two sentences. We know something. Who is the best person for the job? This is what the combined sentence would look like. We know who the best person for the job is. In this sentence, the noun clause is included in the sentence as an object. Let's try another set of sentences. This time we're going to put the noun clause in the subject location like this. What is important to us is to have the best service possible. It's time to review. In this lesson, we looked at 3 different types of sentences: simple, compound, and complex. We learned them to add more variety to your sentences and make them sound more interesting and connected. And depending on the type of sentence, you should now be able to use words like but, therefore, because, which, and who more accurately. From my experience as a writer and as a teacher, I can tell you it takes time and practice to be able to write these different types of sentences. Once you feel comfortable writing simple sentences, you can move on to compound sentences simply by combining 2 or more simple sentences with conjunctions. Then you'll want to add a dependent clause to better show a relationship between the ideas in your writing. And as you continue to write, you'll find that you're adding more dependent clauses and more variety to your writing. Be sure that you spend some time reviewing the resource materials, completing the lesson quizzes, and continuing to practice.